Hey folks, it's Logger John here, and it's Friday, March the 22nd. It's in the afternoon. It's around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's cold today. It's like minus, well, it was minus 12 last night Celsius, and then it's about minus 4 right now. It's supposed to snow. Supposed to get a bit of snow tonight, so not too much though. Maybe 4 or 5 centimeters. It's been so nice here the last couple weeks. Mild, but winter's back, I guess. So, I mean, I think it was yeah, yesterday. Yesterday was the first real full day of spring, so doesn't feel like it here. Anyways, I'm just out doing an update on my wood pile. Doing a bit of walk around the Woodyard here, and show you what I've been up to. This video is brought to you by Big J's Beans, the logger's choice. Here is my wood piles. Got it all piled up. I finished piling this a week ago tomorrow. Last Saturday I finished piling all this. We ended up with I ended up with 13 full cord. If you're superstitious, it's probably not the greatest number to end up on, 13, but I told my son that, and he goes, "Oh, you better cut another cord." Well, I might, I don't know. We got a cord right there. This was the extra cord that I put here. Usually I don't pile wood right there. And then we have 3 cord right here in this rows. And then we have 2 cord here. Got 1 cord there, 1 cord here. And then we have 3 cord right there. And we still have this big block of wood, and you're probably wondering why this big block of wood is here. Well, it's got some wire in it, and I didn't want to hit it with a saw, so I'm gonna probably cut that in half one of these days. Maybe put an old chain on. If I do hit the wire, it won't hurt it too much. But anyways, there's 3 cord there, 2 cord right here, and we got 3 and 1, and then we got 3 cord over here. We got 3 cord, and down here we have another cord. That makes 13 cord. And it's probably the earliest I've ever had my wood all piled up. Usually I'm still piling wood out in April, but it's been dry. All the snow's gone. There was no ice to worry about when I was piling it. Other years I had to chip ice out of the way, and the wood would be frozen together. And this is all ash right here. It's all ash. This pile is mostly ash. These 2 piles, let's put it this way, it's about 98% ash at least. There's a little bit of beechwood in there, a little bit of birch, a little bit of maple, and a little bit of black cherry, and a little bit of alum. And believe it or not, there's a little bit of apple. Mostly in this pile right here. There was an apple tree that blew down that I cut up. You can see some birch pieces up on top there. And the black cherry right here on the corner. You can see the black cherry here. Right along here. There's a bit more black cherry in this one. It's mostly ash though. And this pile here is mostly ash, I believe. This cord. So it's all piled up. I actually ended up, one day I had a really good day here. It was a beautiful day. I was actually piling wood, just in a light sweater. It was plus 10 out. I ended up piling 5 cubic cord in one day. If the wood is handy, the wood's right beside you, you can go pretty fast, and if you have a good base built, it doesn't take long. It's when you got to start carrying the wood farther and farther, you know, your pile's getting farther away from where you're stacking it. It takes a bit longer. What I ended up doing near the end there, I was using the wheelbarrow to move some wood around here and there. So I'm pretty happy. I renewed my pilot license for another season. And I have all my wood stacked. This big pile, this big long pile over here, which is at least 80 feet long, believe it or not. It was way down there, all the way here. There's 2 rows. Got it all stacked up. This is my own wood that I burn, so it's split a lot coarser. I just need a little bit more to finish this little pile here, this front row. Ended up putting all the odds and ends from the good wood. Ended up with like short pieces and a few long pieces, a few oddball shaped ones, so I just stack them over here on top. This is mostly alum here. Alum, there's a little bit of white pine in it, a little bit of hemlock, I believe, but mostly, well, there's a little bit of black cherry here, but mostly alum. You can see the old stuff, some of the old alum. Anybody that split alum knows what I'm talking about. That's ash. Trying to find a gnarly old piece of alum. Back in here, it's just, it's terrible stuff to split mostly. There's a piece there, a small piece. Look at that. It's all gnarly looking. Yeah, and then this is the older stuff from last year, all the way down there. It's trying to snow out. It's very, very damp out right now. Usually it gets really damp here before it starts to, we get a storm. So this here is what I'll use. There's 2 rows here. This is what I'll put in my woodshed this fall. I'll start down there and make my way up to here. And then this will be for the year after. Anyway, it's going to be a pretty short video today. I just wanted to show you get a pretty good look at it back here. I even got all the debris and stuff raked up pretty good. Cleaned all up. There's still a little bit of sawdust here and there. Like, well, I might give it another rake. I might rake up a little bit more of this sawdust, but it's all the big stuff's all gone. The bark and everything. So, ended up with a pretty good. Last year, I think so I got 13 full cord. Last year I had 14 cord. So I'm a couple cords shy of what I had last year, but most of this is already spoken for this year. So, and I usually deliver my first customer at the end of August, believe it or not. He always wants it at the end of August. So it'll stay here drying in the sun for the summer. He always takes his at the end of August, so he usually gets, first customer gets about 4 cord, and then I have another guy gets 3, and then there's another guy gets 4, and then there's a few more people. Oh, I got this pile here too. I got this face cord. I got this face cord from last year that I didn't sell. The lady was wanting it, and she was going to buy it, and then she backed out and didn't want it, and then this other guy wanted it, and I told him I still got to talk to the lady, and then I talked to her. She didn't want it, and then so I called the guy, and he wasn't sure, so I never heard back. So there's an extra face cord here, and I kind of topped it up with some new wood right here, because it wasn't quite, it was 4 feet high when I piled it, but I don't know if the wood shrinks or what. Obviously shrinks a little bit, but it wasn't quite 4 feet high. It's 8 feet long, but it wasn't quite 4 feet high, because I don't know if it's just kind of settled down, I guess, on the pile. Anyways, I topped it up, so it's well over 4 feet now. It was basically like one row shy of being 4 feet high. So I made it really... You get a good face cord if you buy that cord of wood, but I'll sell it. No problem. Anyways, hope you enjoy my wood pile, my pilot license. Getting my renewing my pilot license for another season. People ask me what do I enjoy more doing, the out of all the wood, out of all the work for the wood, what do I enjoy the most, and like cutting it or splitting it or piling it. Well, I like cutting it, probably my number one thing I like more than anything. Don't really care for splitting it, but it's my least favorite thing to do, is split wood. And piling it, I like piling wood. As long as you don't have to dig through snow and ice, and like I said before, it goes pretty fast. So there's my wood yard, there's my wood stash 2024. I still got a little bit more to cut, so not really to sell, but I do have a little bit more wood to cut for myself. Not that I need it, as you can see by the big pile over there, but I do have some dead stuff I wouldn't mind getting out. There's just over here, there's a few dead pine, and there's a dead alum over there. And then back here in the cedar swamp, there's a dead alum I really want to get out. It's a really nice one. And there's some cedar that blew down back there, just back there by the sugar bush. I want to get the cedars cleaned up, and before I get the alum out, I got to clean up the cedar anyway, so it's kind of blocking the trail. So I'm going to go back there. I'm hoping to go back there tomorrow and work on that. It'll be in another video. And like I said, I don't know, if I have time I might try to get some of those dead pine out over there. There's a dead alum, dead pine, and whatever. But that'll just be for my own personal wood pile over there. And there's a dead alum down there, way down at the end of the field down there. I know this is a dead alum. I can always get that one. Plus, I still have, from last year, almost a year ago, in April, we had that big ice storm. And maybe you guys remember the video where the lightning, I showed you the video where the lightning hit the big pine tree back there and knocked it down, blew it all apart. I still want to go back and try to get some wood out of that. It's it's right back the road, the concession road back there, the lake road. I was hoping to get a few loads of wood out of that pine, that white pine, but it's kind of a bugger to get out of there, but we'll see. So, I'm just going to turn you guys around here. Ah, there I am. I got my hood up. It is cold out here. It's very damp. I don't have any gloves on, and my hands are freezing. I have to keep switching my hands back and forth, putting them in my pocket. Oh. I hope it doesn't snow too much, but... Well, it's still winter. Well, it's not really winter. Technically, it's spring right now, but I mean, last year at this time we still had a foot of snow, so can't really complain, I guess. I'm hoping it's not going to be a very dry summer. Some people are worried about a dry summer without, you know, all the snow's gone right now, so we lost all our snowpack. I know a lot of people don't pile their wood, they just leave it in piles to dry, but I like piling my wood. Before I go, maybe you're wondering, I'm going to turn you around here. These rows, each row is a full cord, 24 feet long, 4 feet high, 16-inch wood. If you're wondering, for those rows. And then these shorter rows are, well, they're two 12s. Two 12-foot. So there's 2 rows. You can pile it different ways, right? I just happen to pile it like that because I have the room. I got a bunch of 24-foot rows. I got 3 cord piled in 12-foot rows. And over here, of course, I got 3 more rows of 24. And then down here, because I run out of room, I didn't want to go any farther in here because I want to leave access to this shed, this old building back here. So these are 8 feet. There's 3 rows of 8 foot, 4 feet high. That's how I pile my wood. It all works out what space I have. And I know some guys, they'll put steel pipes or steel posts in the ground so they don't have to build the little things here in the end. But I enjoy building these. Kind of a challenge. It doesn't take long if you have the right wood. You don't have to drive posts in the ground, and I found before I used to do a few posts, and unless you drove them 3 feet in the ground, they would tip over, and couldn't be bothered with that. I just wanted to show you that before I go. Okay guys, that's it for today's video. There's my wood pile behind me. So we'll catch you on the next video, and I hope you enjoyed that little tour of my wood yard.